Hi, lovelies, and welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda's Jana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for all the love and support. To those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate you guys are the real MVP. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Alright, lovelies, let's diving into this video. So, lovelies, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok, and I thought to share with you guys. Well, these pan-colored people are having emotional meltdown as a result of the military draft that was passed in 2 days to 3 days back. I'm just gonna roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section and let's dive into it.
So we can automatically register them for the draft, but we can't automatically register them to vote?
Congress is trying to pass a bill that includes a portion that automatically registers you for selective service, the draft. Now, we don't have a draft, but everybody since the Vietnam War, at least males, and I think recently females have been added to it, but everybody of military age has had to, every male has had to register for the selective service manually. They send you a little card when you turn 18, you fill it out, you send it back. This bill, part of this bill, would make that automatic. A mutual of mine did a video about it and said, so we can automatically register them for the draft, but we can't automatically register them to vote. And this commenter says, voting is a right, selective service is a requirement. Where in the Constitution does it say selective service is a requirement? And wouldn't it be more important to make sure every citizen in the United States votes? I'm just confused by your thought process here. The only reason we have required selective service registration is because we made it that way. We can require everybody to register to vote if we want to. And you're right, voting is a right. It's a sacred right. It's probably one of your most important rights. So wouldn't it behoove us, wouldn't it be beneficial to our nation if we made it automatic that when you turned 18, you were registered to vote and got the word out to everybody so as many people as humanly possible in this country exercise their right to vote so that we had as true of a representation as humanly possible?
Let me make myself crystal fucking clear. My son, he ain't going to war for you. Why should my son go to war for you? When all of you have done is shown that you don't give a fuck about my family, and you surely don't give a fuck about the American people's family. You have betrayed us. You have lied to us. You have opened the borders and let animals in that have been hurting our American brothers and sisters. And I'm not talking about the good ones, Mr. President. I'm talking about the ones that are coming here to hurt our families. You have shown that you have no interest in the American people. You have shown no interest that you care about us, and you want to put a draft together, and you're asking my son to fight for you. That is absolutely not fucking happening. My son will not fight for you, and I've got about 15 million other children that I can guarantee you, and I promise, if called upon and you are still running this country with your corrupt administration, will not be fighting for you. But my suggestion is, you have grandchildren. You have grandchildren of age or coming up of age. Put them on the front lines and let them be the first ones to stand up and fight for you.
Soon after Russia sent its navy to Cuba, right near Florida, Congress wants to pass a bill on the draft, getting ready to force your kids to go to a war. Very alarming. Now, a few details you need to know about. One, the Associated Press says none of this is even true, don't worry. But that's the Associated Press, and they're always lying, so now I'm even more worried. Now this bill is to draft kids between 18 and 26. There was already a law for kids 18 to 24 to be forced into the military if necessary. So this is something that was already in place, just expanded in age. Now, given the timing politically, like before the elections, normally you wait after the elections to do something like this. So this seems like they need to do it and need to do it immediately, which makes it even more worrisome. Now, guys, here's the thing. If we go to war with Russia, World War III, remember what we would be fighting for. What are we fighting for? Absolutely nothing. Going to war with Russia has nothing to do with this. It has something to do with Ukraine, Israel, all that. Nothing to do with us. We're being forced to do all this, spend tons of money, spend $70 billion in Ukraine this year, and send tons of money to the Middle East too, for nothing to do with us. That is their reckless behavior. That is their bad politics. Why the hell do we have to sacrifice our economy, our money, and the lives of our young men? We're drafting towards a pointless war.
Why, when they are going to update the draft, did they update it in that direction? We needed to get rid of the draft. Okay, so they're updating the draft. Does that mean that they're planning to draft us? Because if they are, okay, first of all, my boyfriend's going to be 27 this year, so we're fine there. Second of all, I dare them to try to draft my ass. Thirdly, this is what doesn't think about who is 18 to 26. I consider myself to be a cusper, a half Gen Z, half millennial. I will be 26 this year. I'm born in 98. Technically, I am Gen Z. So they're gonna draft Gen Z, even though we're being constantly roasted for having zero survival skills. We are known for hating the government as well. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna take every 18 to 26 year old, right? All of Gen Z, and hand them weapons and train them on how to use it, knowing that they don't like the government. Just like, how does that sound like a good plan? I'm pretty sure the kids who survived Sandy Hook, I'm pretty sure they're Gen Z. The government did nothing to protect them. Now you're handing them a gun? I don't know. It sounds so stupid.
They said the Russian warships are no threat. But if that's the case, then what's the deal with this bill and the draft of all men between 18 and 24? Because this is not making sense to me. What's with the draft? And here's an article from March of 2024. US officials believe that we are at war with Russia, but yet they say that we have nothing to worry about. Honestly, I'm not worried because I trust God, but I will say this. You try taking my little brother to war, you are going to have a big problem. I am not allowing that to happen. This is insane. I want to know what you guys think. Is there something else going on here that we're not being told, or like it all just seems very convenient that all of this is going on and then they pass that bill regarding the draft but say we have nothing to worry about. A nuclear submarine has arrived in Havana Harbor just off the coast of Florida. Like, check this out. Russians are moving significant amounts of new military hardware to the front lines of Ukraine. Reports of nuclear-powered submarine on British waters. Serbian president warns of major conflict starting in 3 to 4 months. Russian warships now stationed off in Havana, Cuba. But they say we have nothing to worry about. I'm just a little confused. I just have some questions. If anybody has answers to my questions, or if you also have questions, leave them in the comments.
The U.S. House of Representatives just passed a bill that would register 14 million young men for the draft. The bill passed 217 saying yes, 199 saying no, and it was bipartisan. And it was introduced by Democrat Chrissy Houlihan of Pennsylvania. But there's something you should know. This bill is not reintroducing the draft. It's not bringing in anything new. For the past 50 years, every American male, once he turns 18, has to register for the Selective service just in case there is a draft. For the past 50 years, there have been penalties for not doing this. While I don't like it still, all the bill is doing is saving these guys the trip, the letter, or any punishments for not registering for Selective service. And the reason why there is a bipartisan effort to keep some infrastructure for the draft is just in case there is another major world war or an attack on our soil. If the draft was reinstated once again, no politician who did not vehemently oppose it would get reelected. In 2003, Charles Rangel tried to reintroduce the draft. That bill died on the floor. He tried again in 2004 and it was shot down by the House. 402 no and only 2 saying yes. He tried again in 2017 and failed. In 1980, President Jimmy Carter introduced the draft again after the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan. Guess what? He didn't get reelected. Fun fact, the American Civil Liberties Union has been fighting for the right of women to get drafted. Remember, just because the House passes a bill doesn't mean it's actually going to make it through Congress, especially when it has to go through the Senate, which is Democrat controlled. And when I say it's unlikely that the Democrats are going to pass this bill, look at this. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat of New York, blasted the bill on Friday afternoon over the inclusion of amendments curbing funding for abortion, transgender medical care, and diversity efforts. If that bill passes, it's a huge loss for the Democrats because of these 3 key issues being curbed. And because most people don't know the difference between registering for the draft and the actual draft, they're just going to be terrified that they're going to get drafted and go after the Democrats. Then there's just tactical common sense. In 1973, the U.S. military decided to fill its ranks exclusively with volunteers rather than draftees, and the decision has proven sound. Soldiers are more likely to follow orders and keep in the chain of command than people who've been brought there against their will. Just look at the war between Russia and Ukraine, or how poorly we did in Vietnam. And we know that recruitment numbers for the Army and Navy are low. One of the reasons is because social media is exposing all the horrible things that the United States is doing around the world, and our soldiers are not being compensated anywhere near to the level that they were even 30 or 20 years ago. And yes, it's nice to know that the bill includes the largest ever military pay raise in history with a 20% increase for junior enlisted troops. But our soldiers also deserve better life insurance, health insurance, and freaking therapy to deal with the PTSD that inevitably comes. Our veterans are between 50 to 60% more likely to unalive themselves than someone who has not served. And the widespread availability of this accurate information makes young men and women much less willing to enlist. So maybe the American military can actually take care of the business that they should instead of overpaying their contractors and high-ranking military officials. But to sum this all up, no, there is no draft. You have always had to register for the draft. This bill just automates it. My name is the Geo Husar. Please share and repost this video, but more importantly, do not believe the doomsayers, and I invite you to verify everything I have just said in this post. Thanks for watching.
I'm just going to go on record right now, even though I don't think it's going to come to all that. If for any reason I receive a letter in the mail telling me that I am being conscripted into the United States military, I will unalive myself. Like, there's no question. I will not fight for this country. And if it's fight for this country, or like my life gets ruined irreparably and I don't get to live this life that I'm building anymore, my life is over. My life is over anyway. So, like, you definitely, United States military, do not have another soldier, another pair of boots on the ground in me. I will not follow that evil order. I will not go fight for this country. This country doesn't deserve my effort, my life, my future. This country doesn't deserve that. I'm not going to go unalive other human beings. I am not going to follow a chain of command that is rigorously authoritarian, beyond like the scope of an employer, which I already like don't want to be fucking a part of. Life in America is shit, and like the United States government made absolute sure of that. So you have created a country that is not worth fighting for, and that is already not very fun to live inside of. So now you expect me to leave my home and go fight for your imperialist values? Get all the way fucked, my friend. All the way fucked. If you really want me as a soldier, you're gonna have to fucking weekend at Bernie's that shit. Because I will not be alive to see a war. Do you hear me, United States military? I would rather die then fight for you.
House passed this defense bill that automatically registered men 18 to 26 for the draft. I was in the military, and this is why the House just passed this bill. The main reason is that recruiters have been having a really hard time getting new members enlisted in the military. Not only kids nowadays just don't want to join the military, but also recruits have been getting chunkier. There's more obesity out there, and there's less people that can actually even join if they wanted to. Also, this should raise a red flag. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. If you just look around the world, even most recently, Russia, going to Cuba, real close to Florida, the military in the US kind of being alert on that side. Shit is getting a little sus. So let me know, are you part of this age bracket right here? I just turned 27, so just get past it. But again, I was in the military already. I served 6 years in the reserves and 2 inactive years. So in total of 8 years, from 17 to 25.
Okay, everyone, this is a big deal. I'm going to explain it to you, so stick with me. Don't go anywhere. There's a lot going on with this. Women could be registered or required to register for the draft. You heard that right. The United States House of Representatives took this up, and it was voted overwhelmingly by Republicans. They're the ones that supported it for the most part. When a woman turns 18, if this legislation goes through, they would be required to register for the draft. Also, it would mandate that men and women at the age of 18 would automatically be registered for the draft. Back in the day, men had to go and register. Now, this legislation would automatically register them. This is the first time that this has been done for women. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments below, and you need to follow me because the mainstream media is not digging into this. They're not telling you this. It's out there, but it's not everywhere on the networks. So make sure you're following me right here. Let me know what you think. Women being drafted. And then the question is, why are they talking about the draft now? Let me know what you think.
Why is everyone freaking out about the selective service thing now? Like, this has been a thing. They just made it so you don't have to fill out a form online. Like, once you turn 18 as a man, you're legally required to sign up for selective service anyway. So why are y'all freaking out now?
Like, seriously, lovelies, this military draft has become the order of the day. Like, a lot of people are reacting to it, and the fact that it's an automatical stuff, like you don't even have a choice. So far, you are 18 years, you are automatically registered, to go into wars and all of that. And this got a lot of people reacting like, I will not, give birth to a child, have this child, raised in order for this child to go on a military thing that he or she, didn't sign up for. Like, I don't want to go for this. You are just making it a mandatory thing for me to do. Like, it is not on my place to say that I do not want to, but this is something that is automatically you are going to be registered for it. If not, there is a consequence. It's like, I was just like, okay, there are a lot of things that have been going on even before this draft of a thing with the Russian and the relationship with the USA not having a strong bond, and these people keep telling its citizen that everything is okay, there is no problem between US and Russia, everything is just in a cool atmosphere, everybody should just calm down and all of that. And not up until Putin decided to, for the very first time in the history, announce that it's actually an enemy. Like, this also got people like, why isn't he gonna say something like that? What is happening? What is happening is that these people keep on funding something that is not their business. They keep on creating enemies for themselves and for their citizens. They keep on creating enemies where enemies are not. How would you keep on supporting or sponsoring WAR that is not in your place? Like, how can you are just on your own, nobody just called you, and you see that a particular state and the other is having some kind of conflict and war in between, then you decided that, okay, I'm gonna use my money and fund these people. And like, you are actually creating enemy for yourself. You are waking up the sleeping dog. Like, seriously, these people have seen the way at which government have continuously to support, Ukraine and all of that, and all of the things that is going on even in Paul and Israel and all of that. What do you expect? Like, seriously. And the worst part of this situation is that they keep telling its citizens that everything is all right. We still have relationship with these people. No, we are still in good time with these people. You keep lying to your citizens. You keep making them believe that, okay, everything is okay. And one thing is that these pan-color people, they think that every other thing, it just, okay, we are privileged, so this thing is not going to affect us. This stuff is affecting everyone. There is one thing about this, people up there. When they know that they are very comfortable with themselves, their family is secured, and every other person that concerns them, every other person, be you blue, yellow, white, is none of their business anymore. They are now being selfish. It's not about being privileged and all of that. It's not going to affect me and all of that. It's going to affect everyone. In short, it's not even going to affect black people, because Putin actually, revealed that Jesus Christ was a black man. Our Savior Yeshua was actually a black person. So I think he's on the side of, black people, to actually make them know that, all right, you guys have been lied to. So this is just the truth. So this thing is something that has really affected everyone. Why are they trying to, make life so difficult for people that is just on their own, minding their business? You guys have gone out there, create something for yourself, invited war or troubles for yourselves, and you are looking for young, talented people that actually do not want to have anything to do with your shenanigans to go clean up your MES. I posted one pattern of this video yesterday. That was when, today is when this thing was actually trending. I was like, at first it was like both male and female, but report reaching me and what I've read, I think it's majority of the male counterpart that is gonna send out for this thing, for this. I don't just know. Seriously, how could you, not actually thought of it before getting yourself involved with something that doesn't concern you? And now that you say that the stuff that you've gotten yourself involved is yielding fruit, instead of you to go pluck the fruits you have, planted, you are looking for people that don't even know when you planted this fruit to go clear the bush for you. Seriously, why can't they just recruit their members, their, the way they are, how they were all sponsoring all those? They should just go and do it and leave these young people alone. Seriously, this thing is something that has been trending all over social media. A lot of people were like seriously, this is just unaware. It's just unaware. And the fact that, pan-color people are actually reacting, this thing is not, it's not more, okay, I am more favored. This thing is something that has to affect everyone, be you pan-colored or not. Because if they're gonna, if they should have their way, they will want to recruit maybe immigrants, plenty of, how it is to go do this. But a lot of people now are getting it up here that there is something stopping. There is something happening. We really need to be very vigilant. These people are not telling the truth. They're not telling the truth. There are so many things that they are hiding from people. You are so wealthy, you have so much, money, finance to give out and support people outside of your own cabin, but you cannot do that in your own. You cannot provide basic life amenities to your own people, but you have that finance to actually support something that is now, looking as if that people are being, oh my goodness, this is a very serious thing. Something is definitely wrong somewhere, and they are not letting the public know about this. A lot of rich folks, even top celebrities, are building private bunkers. I don't know what is going on, but a lot of rich folks and top rich celebrities are building private and secret bunkers. I saw that on my For You page on TikTok. I have not even gotten the full, gist on that, but I was like, why would they start doing something like that? Why is it that nobody is telling us anything? Why are they building private bunkers? Why is it now secret and private? Like, what is happening? Why? So these 18 years to whatever, does it actually imply to all of the top officials and first class people? Like, what is going on? They wouldn't, I don't want any situation whereby when this comments, the top people will try to hide their own children and allow the children of the layman to go to the war front. Everybody needs to open their eyes right now so that no one will actually want to use another. If you have created an avenue to create or to make people dislike you or to create troubles for yourself, you should just go out there and fix your problem yourself and try not to involve people that was never there when you're trying to create all of these shenanigans. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes. So please share this video, subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one. And if you have watched up to this extent, thank you so much for all the love and support. Why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes. So please share this video, subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.